system that could be used anywhere in Singapore. And then Life SG initiative is basically a personalized bureaucracy service for its citizens and business in Singapore. So they could, like, for example, if you want to pay your tax at one time, your every tax like vehicle tax, housing tax, income tax at one time, you can do that. Uh, yeah, maybe some other things. And then a smart nation sensor platform. It's actually a big single platform for every sensors and data to run smart and green and livable city instead of using like multiple platforms that requires uh, different interface to so they could communicate each other. So to avoid mishaps between this interface, they just run single platform for all of their sensors. And then smart urban mobility is to leverage data and digital technologies, including artificial intelligence and autonomous vehicles, to enhance public transport to support car light vision that Singapore has. Because we know Singapore is not a big country; it's just big one single island and multiple smaller islands. And then in urban living initiative, they've got one, two. They got us several projects in this initiative. First of all, is automated matter reading trial. Uh, this project is to make water usage ready that to be readily accessible for consumers from tap to app. So users could monitor how much they use, how much they waste, and to prevent any kind of leaks that could happen, like like in Texas, like that been presented before. And then the next project is drones to survey danger hotspots, because Singapore is like any Asian country. We live in equatorial belt, and a dengue fever is a pretty deadly illness. And to survey if there's any hotspots in dengue fever, they use drones to you know to improve its control. And then my ENV app. So from what I read, it's basically an RSS feed to so citizens could receive informational news update conveniently instead of like updating from every other sources. They just like running like an RSS like feed. And then one service is to provide common platform to report some municipal issues across public agencies. So yeah, citizens could report if there's any problem in municipal systems. They could report it publicly to the corresponding agencies. And and then the planning for our people and business project. It's to uh, its usage is to improve the planning process, the planning pace for businesses, for public for public service. So they could make it in they could make something better from them. And then smart elderly alert system. It's so it's it's made to for citizens which has elderly relatives like parents or their aunts, they could monitor them easily everywhere from across the country. And then smart town project is but its implementation of technology for planning, development, and management of HDB towns. To provide more livable, efficient, sustainable, and safe living environments. And then a virtual Singapore, it's a 3D map for modern platform for collaborative planning between parties that involved in some sort of projects that take place in Singapore. Maybe like public digital service or construction or something else. And then for in transportation, because it's a pretty small city, so autonomous vehicles is pretty important for moving from point A to point B because it it's very convenient for to carry a lot of people, and you can what is it? Yeah, it's very convenient way to from point A from point B because you need like there's no need for a driver. You can carry one more people. So in one car where you can carry normally you can carry three people plus one driver, you can carry four people instead, and the cars will drive itself. A contactless fare payment for public transport. It's it's like e-payment for e-payment for like public transport, which is the closest things we could get is the is the electronic payment for Transjogja for Transjakarta, which is pretty much close to this kind of project. On-demand shuttle is it's it's a bigger what is it? It's a bigger size of autonomous vehicle because so you can carry more people with autonomous vehicles. Uh, so yeah, you can conveniently carry more people with on-demand cell phone. So and then open data and analytics for urban transportation. So it's basically like a big open data set from the government about Singapore, about everything that happened in the city. So public could access it and do collaborative work between government and citizens. And spearheading research in self-driving vehicles is a research of for autonomous vehicles because autonomous vehicles is not completely smart. It still needs some research on it to improve this efficiency and intelligence of autonomous vehicles. Uh, Singapore government in transport initiative has spearheading research for this kind of for this project. And then in health initiative, Singapore hospitals has implementing its robots for healthcare purpose because you know human hands is not completely fault free, but robots are well they are technically fault free, even though it's not, because things could crash, things could, if there's no power, you've got no robots. And then Health Hub, it's a one-stop digital healthcare portal, so public citizens and any people that live in Singapore could access their medical records and extract some useful health information from it. And then National Steps Challenge and Healthy 365 app. Because Singapore is not a big city, and so you can go from coast to coast by just walking. But because it's very, it's a very big city in small island. The road, sometimes it could be far longer than and people could get lazy from using like an autonomous vehicle. So to not to deter, but to encourage people to walk more, they conduct this project. So people could rely less on vehicles, but by just walking, you can go to point A from point B by just walking. There's no harm in that. You can, it's also could improve your health. And then Telehealth Project is a remote healthcare service where patient and the medical practitioners, they could be in a separate place, like from a hospital and the house, when like the patients couldn't go there because something happened, like currently this coronavirus pandemic. So they could what is it? They could consult to the doctors, to the medical practitioners, but just but not directly. Just like like HelloDoc or other online consulting service. And then in digital governance services, a uh, Singapore government has conducted a project so business could gain grants or license from the government just for this one portal, instead of multiple portal that you could use to access the grant, to apply grants. And then Ascent X project it's a project to raise the digital capabilities within government to pursue innovation. So it's like a big what is it? To increase the overall digital capabilities from the government, so they could provide more services, more resource for the bureaucracy, for the service, like that. And then HBD resale portal. So it's an online portal for property sales that could be used by anyone and in any place. So that's provided by the government. It's like like what is it? Like an OLX for properties that provided by the government. Live SG, like it has been I think I've explained this before in like SG. And then a multilingual digital service, because who lives in Singapore is not just from one country. There are many people from different countries that live in Singapore. A multilingual digital service could you know could give these people who can fluently speak English to use this government service, so they could get the same benefits so from people who could speak fluently in English. And then Open Search is it's a blockchain based platform for certificates. And then a parents gateway. So its parents gateway project is to so parents could uh, could connect with the schools for administrative purpose if there's any kind of to make it easier for parents to do administrative works for their kids kids school. If so, they could spend when they are working, also they could also they could also do the administrative work for their kids schools. And then for startups and business projects, uh, a corp pass project is a single login method for online corporate transactions within the government. So each corporate that reside in Singapore could conduct transactions safely with this platform, with this with the service. And then that innovation program office, it's to provide the ecosystem with more flexibility to work and share data. It's uh, this the data innovation program office works with industry to scope problem statements through industry-led data collaboratives. And this project provide the entire ecosystem with more flexibility to work with data and share data in exchange for compliance with with the better transparency and as well to maintain an open ecosystem that allow a data set to grow. A network and then a network trade platform. Uh, it's 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 a trade project that make it's basically an interconnected trade project. So people who has business in trading could manage it better. And then a Punggol Digital District, and this is a PDD is going to be the first district in Singapore to adopt one integrated master plan approach that brings together a business park, a university, and community facilities. It aims to create synergies, enable close integration between industry and academia, as well as foster vibrant and strong communities. Uh, Maybe that's all that I could present. Thank you for your attention. If anybody has question.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Since we are doing the same search about Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Um, Considering uh, Indonesian daily living lifestyle, and then considering our governments, which one feature from Singapore Smart Nation, just one, do you think is right away to be implemented here in Indonesia?
If I could take one example, is probably the e-payment system. But the problem is that we use like a multiple platform for this e-payment system instead of just one big single platform. There, for example, there are e-wallets, there are GoPay, there are many kind of things. Many kind of things. Each bank has their own e-payment system. So instead of just one big single, they use their own implementation. This could this for the end users like us, this is very cumbersome because we just bloat our smartphones with e-payment apps. We need more cards for this e-wallets. Yeah, some things like that. It's basically the same mass that transfer digitally. Yeah.
Right. So, is your choice benefiting the citizens, the business lifestyle, and the governments in Indonesia? Do you think that your choice benefit those of, or how?
Mm, I think currently it's not that beneficial because it's still the same as that digitalized. Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody has questions? If not, I could finish the
Yep.
presentation.
I think it's similar with the previous presentation, yeah, but Singapore, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's also if we merge these two presentation, I think will be very detailed and very comprehensive. Yeah. Thank you very much.
yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much. I think that today we have we have a very good discussions. Yeah. So we have a little bit time to discuss more about it. But we wait. I will. Sorry.